combination of two things, which is one, I think for me personally, having a relationship with someone. I like to work with people I want to hang out with, basically, because you do develop such an intimate relationship with the people that you're working with. And then two, and I think this goes along with it, having a like-mindedness in musical concepts. So I think, oftentimes we find it's such a small community within experimental music that, there are a lot of people from different places coming together, and I think that you form unions with those people. But being able to find people that could both be my pal and that I appreciate and respect musically, I think.
I look for someone who I like, because you have to sit in the studio for hours with him, and B, someone who's different to me, someone who can bring something else to the party that I can't, whether it's a keyboard skill, but also personality as well, someone whose outlook is slightly different to mine, because I think the two of them, your two personalities together, are the thing that helps create the magic.
Obviously, if you're limited by your own hands, which isn't always a bad thing, be a specialist in an area and that's really good, but when your concepts and ideas go beyond the limits of your own sort of technical ability, then it starts to become really interesting to work with other specialists in different fields.
I think an openness. I'm an improviser, so for me to have too many constraints is not good. I think that yes, we can have certain frameworks in place, but I think a good collaboration is when you both come in and you try to weigh in and listen to each other, and it's like a little dance, and it's a dance of respect and consideration and passion, but an openness.
The biggest way that collaboration has changed in the internet era is how music is made and produced. So 20 years ago, if I was making a track and I wanted to use a saxophone player, I would call them, they would come into the studio, they would do a session, and then we would edit the session. Now what we do is we send the stems over through the internet to a saxophone player who has his own studio at home. He downloads the stems, he plays the saxophone solo with the stems, he then records that stem, sends it back to us, and then we can make a track with the saxophone solo without ever meeting the sax player. On quite a few occasions we've made songs where we have made the track, the sound bed, so it's got the drums, it's got the bass, it's got the music. We then send that to a vocalist and see if they can write a top line over the top of that. We've worked with vocalists based in Wales, in Berlin, in Brazil, without ever meeting them. So that's changed hugely. Now it's much more easy to collaborate with people because you don't have to be physically in the same room or the same town to do it.
Well, the first one that comes to mind for me as a DJ when I do my radio show is that it's made it much easier, I would say, for me to reach out to other DJs and say, do you want to do a guest mix for my show? There's loads of DJs that I've got in touch with just through SoundCloud or Twitter or Mixcloud or wherever, where I said, I really like your stuff, do you want to come on the show? And then they don't even have to come into the studio, they can just record the mix at home, send it over to me within a matter of days, and I think in that sense, it's made collaboration much easier.
People are now able to actually perform together in real time over the internet from geographically distributed locations, and a whole set of kind of new musical practices are emerging through that, I think, or they're sharing sound files over Dropbox and never sharing the same room together. It's all being done offline and remotely.
Yes, definitely. The first time we started collaborating was definitely through places like Vimeo, and Vimeo is probably one of our main tools when we were more animation focused. You see a piece of work you like, you establish a relationship with somebody, and we were working with people from all over the world, just through saying, I really like what you're doing with this project, we're after somebody with this bespoke skill in particles. It's like, you've done some amazing projects in that and then we just work through remote desktop.
I think personal interaction in the studio is really important. Despite the fact that I've just said that you can collaborate via the internet. I mean, I always work with other people in the studio because I think the magic happens when two people are vibing off each other, and one person suggests this idea and the next person says, yeah, but why don't we do this? So, for me, collaboration is very much about where inspiration comes from often. So, yeah, I mean, I don't like working on my own generally because I think A, it's more fun to work with other people, and B, you often get a better product at the end of it by collaborating with people.